So it's been quite a while since I've had some GSX content, and I figured I'd just be giving a little update on where the car's at, what's been going on. It's been doing great. Power steering's been amazing. Car's been running good. I have about 1,000 miles on it now since I bought it. This whole time we've been trying to dial in the idle, because it'll be good when you get it in park. It'll be good idle, but then when you go to drive, it'll be a bad idle, like idle low. Sometimes stalls from going from park to drive. Sometimes I can get it to be idling good in drive, but then when I go to park, it has a high rev. Basically, there's been a leak somewhere. I replaced ISC because one of the coils went bad on that. Fixed the leak on the bottom of the intake throttle, of the throttle body. And I did another smoke test today. I've also just left the car alone for a while at periods because it's just kind of frustrating. I'm gonna have to take off the intake manifold again because it is leaking right here on the bottom. And I went back and looked at the video. This intake, the ports almost look like they're the same size as the 1G heads. But on the website, they don't sell that intake for a 6-bolt 1G. And then I have a leak right there. I'm gonna see how this looks when I pull it off and go from there. Also, I'm not sure if I ever remember showing this or not, but I put a new trunk in the back. Put a nice plywood floor so I can use this thing. Remounted the battery better. And I got this little toolbox. Ratchets, screwdrivers, hose clamp, needle nose, wrenches, mini wrenches, a bunch of pliers, mini pliers, sockets. I try to think of the majority of things I would need. Some Allen keys, sockets, shallow sockets, and deep well sockets. But yeah, a little toolkit I added. So let's go get this intake off now. And this is why I'm confused. So I'm pretty sure this spot was definitely leaking. I felt it right here. And I mean, there's just no way that's gonna seal. When you line these holes up, you can just see it's a much bigger opening than the actual head. So basically, gonna have to just find a different intake and go from there. Be the best way. No leaks. We'll see where I go. Off on the last video. It's been a few days, but this intake is going to stay for the time being. It doesn't leak anymore. I have to fix the driver that's on the ECU. It mostly checks out, but there's just 2 pins that don't quite read the spec ohms or whatever it was for the reading. So I ordered a new chip on eBay, a new used one, and I'm gonna solder a new driver and take that one out, put the new one in. Hopefully that can help with the ISC. It actually hasn't been bad. I drove it yesterday and today, and it's actually pretty good. So I don't know. It still has a little bit of it wants to idle a little high sometimes, but then it'll catch itself. Anyways, still working through that. Today what we're gonna do is install another catch can. So you have the one that's between the valve cover and intake. Now we're going to install a second one between the valve cover and the intake manifold. That'll help with the oil residue in the intake, and also help with all the, sometimes after a good pull, it'll smoke on the decel. So you install another, it's going to be the same catch can as that one. When you install the one for the intake manifold, you have to put a check valve that goes from the intake manifold to the catch can, and then that to the catch can. PCV valve is just a check valve basically, so that way when the manifold's under boost, you can't push it into the valve cover. But if you drill that out, you can get better flow, yada yada. And then also I ordered a new fitting for right here, because this one, it doesn't like, it leaks a little bit, and I've changed that AN fitting, so I don't think it's that. I think it's the actual fitting off the hardline adapter, whatever. Anyways, gonna get this catch can installed, and I'll show you that, and then get that other one installed for the fuel. All right, so we got the 2 catch cans installed. Put a new bracket on there, mounted it a little differently, and then lined it up. So the one between the valve cover and the intake is right there. I gotta get steel wool for that, because that's the one that came with the car and had no steel wool in it. The new one comes with fresh steel wool you put in it. This one, the right side is the out and the left side is the in. So that goes from the PCV in there and then out to check valve and then to the intake manifold. So I don't remember if I checked the oil, but I know I've seen a couple times the dipsticks popped up a little bit, so I'm probably gonna have to get some bigger relief holes on the valve cover. So basically drill, and I think it's like -10 lines instead. So we'll probably end up doing that. I don't know. Doesn't look too bad. It's definitely like busy in here, but we'll see how this goes. Because honestly, the catch can that's been in here between the valve cover and the intake never fills up. But obviously, like when I check the intake, you can see plenty of oil that's like residue on the intake. So we'll see how that catch can does, see if it fills up quick or what. Now we got to put the new quick disconnect fuel line adapter on there and see how it goes. And then we'll take it for a drive. All right. Doesn't like cold starts. gauge right now, that is set to be the ISC position. So like at the bottom, obviously it's like 9 or 10 right now. And then all the way at the top, when it hits the pluses, 120. It should be between the bottom two lines for about 30. And see how sometimes it gets a high idle. There's 0 leaks. Okay, it goes like that. But it'll come down if I put the lights on, so you add a little bit of a load. And then, what else? It's completely fine when it's in drive. The most annoying part is when it gets, like right now it's not too bad, but when it gets like 1500 plus, it can't even really shift from park to drive. It just likes to stall out. Yeah, so when you add a load, it goes back down. So I gotta figure that out. That's dusty. Anyways, let's see. Let's get it back down. I'll shift for you. See, now the ISC's at 100 at that line. And that's nothing, like, it is too low now. It doesn't recover all the way, so like when you're in drive, the RPMs drop too low for me. It's kind of annoying. All right, here's a good example. So I've been driving for a bit, and I parked, put in park. The ISC is not going down when the idle's too high. It's staying. Let's see, it's coming down a little bit. It's at 47 and about 1500 RPMs. Right now, it should be dropping, basically closing to let less air go through. So I think that's probably one of the intermittent issues, sporadic issues that chip is the driver is causing. Regardless, car's been driving a lot better, other than this random idle issue, which is only a problem when I put it in park. But honestly, the last day or two, it's been the most manageable, I would say. And right now, we're sitting at an E72. It's pretty good. It's the highest I've been since I've been on E. I finally got all the 93 out. That's just what the pump is, I guess, 72. Alright, I'll check back in. I don't know when I'm going to end this video. So as you know, last clip was a couple days ago. I said I was going to fix this myself. I removed the driver last night
The new one came today. I took the old one and I was gonna try to take it apart, and it's pretty much plastic, like molded around this stuff, so it doesn't really work to take it apart. But this top one right there, that's where the burn was, and you can see the metal was like fatigued in there, so it kind of broke too much when I took it apart. But that's where the metal melted, and there's like a slight break up there. New one's right here. I got a new little solder station. It's got a soldering iron and a heat rework heat gun, so that's cool. So let's get this soldered in there and see if she runs. All right. Need to clean it up a little bit with a Q-tip or something. But it looks good. The darkness of it was from the heat rework. Should be good. That's good from this area. All right, we're gonna put it back in the car and see how it goes. All right, so actually, based off of picture, I'll show you in a second. That we just did that again. We just pinned it out, we checked all the resistance or whatever they are, the values they're supposed to be, and they all checked out good. So, let's go throw it back in the car now and start her up. All right, so got it connected. Let's go try to start it. So after it warms up, so I'm gonna go take it on a drive. Try and get it dialed in with the ISC and the BIS screw. Right now, the learned idle adjustment, which is the bottom, that's supposed to be around 144, and the ISC is supposed to be 30. The fans are on right now, so it's a little higher. I can't seem to get the learned idle adjustment to 144, but I'll probably include the clips. But it was before, it was oscillating kind of, slowly, it would correct itself, go back up, correct itself. So I turned the car off completely. No, actually I left it on, and then I turned in the bisque screw all the way. So they say about two full turns should get you close to where it should be. So that's what I did. I took it out 2 full turns and then started from there again. And now it seems like it's idling better, but the ISC is still not showing a good position, and the learn idle adjustment is also not showing a good position. It shows that I could close it more, but I'm gonna drive it. It's nice now because I know I definitely changed something, because when you would shift it, it would try to like stall out, so I know something definitely helped with changing that drive route. Still having an issue though. You put it in park, takes a second. I'll put it in reverse. See, it used to almost want to stall out right there, so that's good. But now so I think for a drive, it's definitely better than it was. I'll let you know how it goes. Alright, she's been driving pretty good. I figure let's drive a little bit more. I'm going to send a log to my tuner and see if there's anything to correct. But right now, the ISC is at 37. Learn idle adjustment is at 139. So that's pretty good. I turned down on the idle RPM and TPS section in ECM link. I turned the idle down to 900 and it seemed to like it more. Let me try it back to, it was at 1050 before. Let's see how it likes that. It doesn't like that. Up, fixes itself, creeps up, fixes itself. I'm gonna change it back to 900. I likes it more. I don't know. We'll drive it around. We got some hardware for the lip for the front bumper, because when I first installed it, all I used was the screws it came with. Well, I gotta be able to take it on and off, so I'm gonna put bolts and this aluminum plate. So I can take it on and off easily, because I don't know what that was. In about a week, I'm gonna go get the front bumper painted finally. help, it's probably the valve stem seals. It's only on decel like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'll catch you guys later. Alright, so we got home. Does good. Goes up for a second when you put in park, and then drops right back down. So maybe we fix that. Alright, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. A little update. Fixed the ISC driver and the ECU. Added a catch can. Fixed the fuel leak. And then there was also another fuel leak on the fuel sender. Basically, right there, where the AN bulkhead fitting is, I had to add a O-ring underneath. It was just 2 copper rings and they weren't sealing correctly, so every time I'd fill up full, it would be seeping out. Yeah, so that fuel would be seeping out and it would stink up the whole inside of the car and outside. But I think the next thing I'm gonna do is valve seals, possibly, since I do notice the plume of smoke sometimes on deceleration. So that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's long, rambled, and jumbled together, but hope you guys appreciate the update. Car's getting painted soon. Just the bumper for now, and then the rest of it eventually. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.